So let's get on with the show. So John McGrath and I have gone off and we've looked at the qualities of the best real estate agents. And in fact, I'm going to bring that up here. It is called the real estate fitness test. And the real estate fitness test looks at a number of KPIs, characteristics, and it shows whether you're real estate fit. A little bit like going into a doctor and having an assessment, or if you went in and did a test at a fitness assessment place just to see where you're at, body fat, heart rate, etc. And what we want to do is to just have a look at this time of the year, because I've got to say to you, my friends, this is the time of year where you've also got to make a decision on who do you have to stop being so you can start getting new results. You've heard me say it. What got you there won't get you here. It's a different person. It's some different skills. And I can tell you, the person that leaves 2021 and the person that walks into 2022 can be a totally different person. And that might be important if you want totally different results. And for me, that's going to mean that you've got to work on yourself, for yourself, by yourself. But before you actually start doing that, it's actually really good to have a look at where you are right now. I mean, for instance, if you were lost right now and you rang me up and said, "Hey, Tom, I'm lost. I was driving towards the airport and I've got lost and I don't know Sydney well, mate. Can you come and help me and pick me up?" Well, the first thing I'd be asking you is, where are you right now? Where are you right now? Because without me knowing where you are, if I don't know exactly the street and the house that you're in front of, I can't pick you up, right? So we need to get on a set of scales in real estate to see how real estate fit we are. So I'm going to fly through this. So what you can do is, if you want to actually do the quiz, you can actually pull out a pen and paper and you can write a word by saying, you can score yourself out of 10, 10 being the best, 0 being the worst. So here goes. The first quality that we notice of people that do 100 sales a year and over, or do over $1 million in GCI, I've got to say to you, they're optimistic people. This is not a, real estate skill specific, but, like, you just see it in the girl or guy that's the number one sales agent in an office, the number one sales agent in a suburb. When you talk to them, you actually feel a flare of optimism. You see, the person that smashes it in any suburb is always thinking about what might happen, not what probably will, right? They're looking at possibility versus probability. So quality number one, my friends, is score yourself. 10 is the best and 0 is the worst. What are you like with optimism? Are you a person that actually thinks, hey, if she did it, I can do it? Are you the sort of person that turns around and says, hey, it's been done before, I can do it? Or are you the opposite? Are you a person that looks at every solution and comes up with a problem for the solution? Because your brain works in a way that it's constantly looking at what could go wrong here, what could go wrong here. So Learned Optimism is a fantastic book that I'd like you all to read, written by Martin Seligman about 3 decades ago, an academic from Canada. He's actually a genius, and I believe he's the architect of positive psychology. And I want you to ask yourself, are you an optimistic person? Now, optimism is going to help you get a first serve in tennis correct. Optimism is going to help you ask a girl or guy out. Optimism is going to help you do a public talk. Optimism is going to help you come up really, really good in the next video that you shoot for a property or for a market wrap. Optimism is going to help you in everything in life. Optimism helped me going into treatment a number of times, thinking to myself, this is going to work. So really, are you an optimistic person? Or deep down, when you peel the onion, when we go deep inside of your soul, are you a person that is pessimistic? And I want you to know that this might be the thing you've got to work on in 2022 to take you to the next level. Let's move on to the next quality. The next quality is taking responsibility. We can't help it, but winners, they take responsibility. Even if it's not their fault, they understand this simple concept. It might not be your fault, but it becomes your problem. And taking responsibility is about saying, you know what? Here's the situation. I am going to break it down and sort it out. I'm going to, break it into three small chunks where I can, work with three chunks. So ask yourself, guys and girls, where are you with responsibility? Because if you don't take personal responsibility, you will always blame an external factor for your lack of success. Taking responsibility is also about you stop blaming things. I don't know what people blame. I can tell you some of the things I hear. Hey, my parents treated me bad. That's the reason I've turned out like this. Hey, I got ripped off by my business partner. Hey, I'm gay and my parents never accepted me. Hey, I work for a terrible office. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Yes, shit happens in life, but you've got to turn around and say to yourself, I'm going to make this situation bearable. There have been other people that have had the same events happen to them, and have a look at what they've done to overcome them. And in fact, I'm going to say to you, suffering is the way. The hard way is the right way. Because when you go down that path of suffering, what happens is, like David Goggins says, every time you sort of overcome a challenging period, it's like you get this jelly bean of resilience that goes in a jar. And the next time you're faced with a problem, even a crisis, you know that you can tap in to stuff that you've done before. You know you've already survived something that was really dark before. So I've got to say to you, taking responsibility says, you know what? That thing might have happened, but it is only a chapter. It is not the end of my story. The third one, my friends, Mario, good to see you, brother. You're going to see a lot of Mario San Francisco next year because he is going to be one of my real estate gym contributors. In fact, let me tell you, we've got some great people: Gav Rubenstein, John McGrath, Shane Smolin, yes, correct, Marty Fox. In fact, what I might actually do, which I hardly ever do it, let me just show you a backstage view of some of the things that our gym members are getting. Let me just come in here. I share screen, come here, window. Here we go. Press that, share. That should come up there. So, guys and girls, if you have a look here, as you can see there, so under courses, we've just got, like, the truth is, succeeding in real estate, if you've got a real estate gym membership, the question is no longer, are you able? You're able. Everything's there. I've got everything. I've got stuff from Ray White's. I've got stuff from McGrath's. I've got stuff from REB. I've got the systems. I've got courses. And have a look at this: 29 ways to get listings. A beautiful program that goes through step by step. Then, one of my other favorite courses is the ultimate listing presentation. Love that one. Love that one. And the reason I love that one, my friends, is because it breaks up the listing presentation through the 14 stages. I've got a 21. Oh, let me move on to some of the other stuff I like. Well, of course, ARICS, summarized, so you're not listening to stuff that isn't on point. Business plans. Now have a look at this. Oh, Matt Steinwade's negotiation masterclass. Love that program, right? He's been kind enough. All our kickstarts, the Josh Tesselin system. But man, I've got to tell you, those of you that join the gym, the first thing you should do is do the scripts dialogue part one, scripts dialogue part two. Every bit of content that you need to prospect, get more listings, get price adjustments, create closes with buyers, you name it, it's all there. And of course, when I come here, I'll tell you what, my prospector, look at this. Press this, the time clock starts going around, and you actually start measuring your prospecting. And every time you make a call, there you go. Call 1, call 2, 3, 4, calls reached. Appointments made, one, saved, and your data is saved there, my friends. So I'm going to close that, stop sharing. So Susan, do me a favor. Could you please put down, the real estate, if you haven't opened it, Susan, can you please open the gym, realestategym.com.au, and please put the link there. And as Susan said, that Susan, that's not 10% of the content. That would be less than 5% of the content. Guys and girls, let me move on. Keep moving on. So the next quality, where thanks Bruce. I got to tell you, mate, $65 a month. That's like less than a coffee a day. Get yourself ready and sorted for 2022. Make it your best year. And if I can't be your physical coach, I'll be your virtual coach. Guys and girls. So Adam, yes, but you're not in real estate now, but you might come into real estate one day. But thank you for loving and admiring the content. Sean says it's 3% of the content. Guys and girls, let me move on to the next quality. The next quality in our real estate fitness test is energy and enthusiasm. Yes, it is an interesting one, energy and enthusiasm. It's like the wind. You can't see it, but I've got to tell you, there's a vibrational field that is between you and another person when it's on. And anyone that's been in real estate for a while and is good at it knows that when they walk into a listing presentation and that field goes on, and that vibrational energy is transferred from vendor to agent, agent to vendor, you know you've got the business. You also know when you haven't got the business. You walk out and you get into your car and you say, you know what? That field wasn't there. Energy and enthusiasm is something accountants don't need, but something real estate agents do need. You see, our job is highly, highly dictated on our attitude. We have highs, we have lows. We sit through a listing presentation and we have this emotional roller coaster ride in the listing presentation. The vendor turns around and says, yeah, we've heard really good things about you. You go high. Then the vendor says, but we're thinking about, maybe just leaving it for now and talking after Christmas. You go down. You can't sign it up. Then they say, but you know what? We're really open to hear what you've got to say on whether you think we should list now. And then you go up. But I'm also letting you know we've got another agent coming at 4 o'clock. Then you go down. So you've got this emotional roller coaster going in your head. It's like you've got this committee, positive, negative, positive, negative. And I'm going to say to you, energy and enthusiasm is your antivirus in a world of rejection and long periods of hustle with only small moments of elation. Energy and enthusiasm is going to get you through. And if you haven't done that, my friends, please, please have a crack at writing a letter from the future dated the 31st of December 2022. Take a photo of it or even shoot a video and look at it, because you need to advertise to yourself a preview of what's coming up next in your life. You need that. We cop a lot of rejection and punches in the face in real estate. And what we want to do is to actually have strong reasons, which is your purpose, call it your why, call it whatever you want to do. All I've got to say to you is that you need to have a spring in your step. How do you do that? When your goals are bigger than your obstacles, when your passion is bigger than your problems. Guys and girls, let's move on to the next quality. The next quality is time management. Time management. We can't help it to understand that, one of the real reasons that new agents come into our business, and for most of them, they are going to come out not winners, is because the ability to manage free time is a new concept to people that have worked for a company that has actually given them the work. Like if you work at a bank and you're serving customers, man, the work is there. If you're working as a kitchen hand, man, you're sitting there, it's all spelled out to you, but not in real estate, my friends. You could go into the office and do nothing from morning to night, and there would be no consequences on that day. but there would be consequences in the 30, 45, 60, 75, and 90 days going forward. Because there's a thing in real estate, as I've said before, called the 30-day rule, and it says what you do in this 30 days affects the next 90 days. So, my friends, I want to let you know that time management and your ability to manage free time is going to dictate how much money you're going to make in our business. Let me move on to the next quality. And the next quality is keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. And I said it last week, I'll say it again. If, my friends, you don't have a plan, I'm letting you know that an idiot with a plan will beat you. I'll go off and saying this: an idiot with a plan beats a genius without a plan. So, those of you that are in the real estate gym, you were delivered a beautiful 90-minute business planning session on Friday. Part two is tomorrow at 4 o'clock with great Manos Findakakis from eView. And I have to tell you, you could pay $3,000 and you wouldn't get as good a quality session as that. Everything is spelled out in real estate. Your plan on listings, on sales, and your personal life. Guys and girls, 4 o'clock tomorrow, it's on. Business planning part two. If you didn't go to business planning part one, that's fine. You become a gym member, you get that automatically. Guys and girls, let's keep moving on. Brad Pierce, that is Warren Buffett, correct. Warren Buffett said that quote. Let's keep going. The next quality, so, is keeping it simple. Do you keep it simple? Do you keep it simple? So, Susan, oh, you've got that. Quality number 5. Thank you. Let's move on to quality number 6. Quality number 6 is prospecting consistently. Prospecting consistently. And I've got to say to you, my friends, that prospecting consistently is going to mean that you're not going to get a pipeline that dies. Prospecting consistently is going to mean that you're always going to have sellers that are potentially coming onto the market. Prospecting consistently is going to mean that you're going to be covering yourself with the law of replacement, because the law of replacement says you must be always adding people into your pipeline, because there's always people leaving your pipeline. They decide that they're not selling, or they decide to go with someone else. And that's why you need to keep having people coming through. Guys and girls, prospecting consistently is one of the big drivers of the real estate gym. Next year in the real estate gym, there will be 11 prospecting blitzes. That's right, 11 prospecting blitzes. 11 times we're going to be having prospecting blitzes to make sure that if you know that you got this start time, if you know got this finish time, if you know that there's a competition, if you know that you're going to come back and we're going to be showing you what to say, who to say. I mean, for instance, the average person can ring up. Let me just, people are just terrible at using the phone. I mean, I don't know why people are not trained more on something that they're going to be using all the time. No one sort of says, this is how to use a phone. For instance, you call someone and they say, hey, I'm busy, I can't talk. Well, we don't train you to make those kind of calls. Here are our calls. Hi, it's Tom Panos here from X Real Estate. I know you're busy and I'm going to be brief. The reason I'm calling is because you go straight in and you eliminate the two biggest blockers on a phone call. Or if they say, oh, sorry, now's not a good time, you say, well, I thought that would be the case. That's why I'm ringing, to pick a time that will be good for you. How's today at 3 o'clock or tomorrow at 10? This is the sort of stuff I need everyone to go next level if you want your income to go next level. You see, your income is totally linked to your ability to actually make an impact in the conversations that you have. And in addition to that, how many of those conversations you have. As Tom Ferry says, it's about mindset, model, and motivation. Mindset, model, and motivation. Guys and girls, I'm only going to go through another 3 more qualities. I'm not going to do the whole quiz because I want to keep this rant to under 30 minutes. People have got other things to do than to listen to Tom Panos. Lisa Novak says, that's a good tip there. Beautiful. Stand up when you're on the phone. Much more powerful. David Emery, the law of because. As I said to you, next year we're doing 11 prospecting blitzes. 11 prospecting blitzes. What's Sylvester got to say here? Oh, Michelle, love it. And we love you, Michelle. I've been door knocking every day for the last 8 weeks. Love it. Okay, guys and girls, when you're door knocking, doesn't it make sense when you door knock that you actually door knock? Here's an example: knock on the door. Hi, it's Tom Panos here from the real estate. I know you're not selling, and I'm going to be brief. The reason I've stopped by is we're doing an appraisal down the road today at 4 o'clock. Whilst we're doing that appraisal, we're getting a report anyway. Because I'm getting the report for the street, can I flick you a report? Oh, no, we're not thinking of selling. Either are they. They're just getting a health update. Oh, no, no, we're all right. We don't need an agent now. That's fine. Can I just ask you, when you do need an agent, could I be on your list? Oh, sure. Great. What's your email? I'll send you my details. And at least you walk out of your prospecting with an owner that you can put into your database. Guys and girls, listen, it's 8:26. I've given you, there's about another 15 qualities that are in this real estate fitness test. But I have to say to you, ask yourself this question. If you scored under sevens in the things we've spoken up so far, let me tell you, before you have, you're going to have to do. And before you do, you're going to have to be. You're going to have to become a different person. You're going to have to work on yourself. You're going to have to do the inner work, right? And there's certain things in life that you need to do. I mean, you can't outsource push-ups, right? So you need to actually do the inner work for a lot of these things. Do you have to become a person that has more levels of energy and enthusiasm? Do you have to become a person that prospects consistently? Do you have to become a person that has a hot 25 buyer list that they're working with at any one time? And all I want to say to you is that doing it alone can be done. It's not easy, it's much harder. But putting the seed in there, I'd love to be with you over the next 12 months on the real estate gym. And Susan, I don't know whether we can do this. I don't know whether we can do this, but if they were to join, that they could have access to the gym for free to the end of this year. Let me know in the comments, Susan, if you could actually do that on the system now. So if they join, you actually can get the rest of this year for free. And yeah, have you in the gym for the next 12 months. Love to have you there. Guys and girls, I'm going to leave it at that. Uh, Beautiful. Susan, fantastic. That offer is in place there. Beautiful. Thank you. So, guys and girls, I'm going to leave you at that. Let me just get Sylvester's comment there. Gold there. Beautiful. We're done. I'm going to sign off now, man. I'm going to sign off. I'm just going to thank you all for joining us on the Sunday night rant, which now is on a Monday night rant. And yeah, realestategym.com.au is the website that you've got to go to, Susan. And remember, we sweat in training so that we don't bleed in battle. Look at training as not being a cost, it's an investment in the profits. Signing off.